Dan here from You Rock We Drone. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Today we're doing a quick tutorial on the Mavic Air 2 DRONIE Quick Shot mode. We're gonna go through where to find the mode and what the different parameters there are. Then we're gonna quickly jump into an editing program. I'm gonna be using Final Cut Pro, but it really doesn't matter. And we'll take a look at what you can do with the footage in post to make it a little bit more epic, cinematic, however you want to call it. And then finally, we'll play back a few versions with the different parameters and with different edits, so you can decide for yourself which version of the Dronie or zipline or selfie you like the best. So let's get started. Alrighty, before we get started, I'd like you to consider subscribing to the channel. There's gonna be cool, awesome drone related stuff on the channel every single week. So if that's something you're into, hit the little red button down below and click the little bell icon right next to it so that you don't miss the next video. Alright, let's get this puppy up in the air. Okay, so once you've got your drone up in the air, all you want to do is tap the little button on top of your record button, and there you can already see the third option from the top is quick shot mode. The first one in your list is Dronie, and then here you have a few variables like different distances. We're just gonna go with the highest one here of 380 feet just to add some, just to make it more dramatic if you want. So then all you got to do is click the little plus icon, which is already on yourself, and then all you got to do is press start. Just make sure that there's nothing the drone can possibly run into. I mean, obstacle detection is turned on, so in case there is a tree or something that it would fly into, the drone would stop. And speaking of stopping, if for some reason you decide for yourself you need to stop it because you're afraid it's gonna fly into something, then all you have to do is just press any of the sticks, like hit them up or down, left or right, doesn't matter. The moment you touch them, the quick shot mode will cancel. But the good news is you're still gonna get the recording that it recorded up until that point that you canceled. And once it's finished with its recording, it's just gonna fly back to where it came from or where it started, and that's that. All right, now that we have one or two shots, let's quickly jump into Final Cut Pro, see what we can do with the footage, see how we can make it a little bit more interesting to watch, and then we have an awesome Dronie. And I've got 3 Dronie clips loaded onto my timeline, and the best way to make these clips a little bit more interesting is to just do a little speed ramp to them, which is very easy in Final Cut Pro. If you're using a different editing program, you need to look up how you can do that, but in general this is pretty straightforward. So what I like to do with those Dronie clips, let me zoom in here a little bit, is maybe in the first 2 or 3 seconds there's not a lot of movement going on there, so I usually cut that off just so that it starts in the movement, which is much nicer, and then go like 2 seconds in, hit Shift B on your keyboard, and then go all the way to the end. So this is at 41:17, and go 2 seconds back, something like that, and hit Shift B again, and now you've got your middle section here. And you can just speed this up to 5,000. If you play this back, you get this cool zoom out speed effect. And what you can do is to play with these handles here a little bit to increase or decrease the speed transition. Just see how that looks. Almost a little bit too choppy, so I like it a little bit longer. You can see here if you turn it off completely, it gives it a very weird choppy effect. So I like to keep the speed transitions on there and smoothly transition in and out, so that makes it look much nicer. Okay, so the next one I shot manually just by flying upwards and outwards. Again, what we can do here is maybe cut off the first little bit so that we start with some movement, and then again go like a couple of seconds in, press Shift B, maybe go to this point here, press Shift B again, and then just do another 2 seconds. So 27, 29, something like this. Press Shift B again, and then go all the way to the end, which is 155. So maybe go down to 153, something like that. So the really cool thing is you can trick the viewer into thinking that the clip is over after the first speed ramp, and then you speed ramp again even further away. So that's really cool if you have multiple one of those speed ramps and dronie shots in your video, and you do this one at 8000%, then if you play this back, the viewer might think after the first one the clip is over, and then it zooms into the second speed ramp and goes even further. And then what you can do for the last one is pretty similar to the first one, but what you want to do first is reverse the clip so that you go from far away to close up again, maybe 2 seconds, Shift B, and then also at the end here I'm gonna leave a little bit more than 2 seconds. Hit Shift B again, and then the middle you can do whatever feels good to you, maybe 4000. You can see what that looks like. And then what we can do is bring up a clip like this if you're making YouTube videos like I do, and just simply put a transition between those two and grab the zoom effect and put them on top of the last two clips. It will tell you there's not enough space. That's fine. Create the transition anyway. And then when you play this back, then it basically zooms in to the start of the video, which kind of has a nice effect. All right, and that's already it for today. I hope you learned something. Now you know what the DRONIE Quick Shot mode does and what you can do with it in post, most importantly. Again, if you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. There's going to be more awesome stuff every single week. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bis zum nächsten Mal.